Hi folks, today I want to talk about Lumix because I can finally share more details about the next Panasonic L-mount full-frame camera that is going to be announced in April, and it's going to be quite an exciting model if you love video, so that's a teaser I can already drop now. And I want to share some more facts that are very important, some rumors from trusted sources, and also some rumors from news sources that hopefully will be right, because I think that would be very exciting. But Panasonic is definitely very hot releasing new cameras, because we're getting in total 3 cameras probably before summer, so 3 more cameras after the S1R II. So they are super busy and you will get a ton of new gear within the next couple of months. But before we talk about all that stuff, a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. Let's kick off with an official news released by Panasonic Japan, because they stated the S1R II got more pre-order numbers than expected, and that's why the camera will be released later than expected. So shipment start is March 31 according to BH Photo instead of March 17, so there are a couple of weeks delay. Not a deal breaker, but if you are waiting to get this camera in your hand, you will have to wait a tiny bit more. But the good side of the story is that this camera is really selling well for Panasonic. That's very needed for Panasonic, because their sales number are not as high, of course, as Sony, Canon, and Nikon. So it's good to hear that the S1R II is selling well, and I think this is a great camera for the price. And if you watch the many reviews of the S1R II, you know that this camera really can do it all, with a sort of limitation. That's really a small limitation, for the fact that this camera doesn't use a stacked sensor, so the readout speed is not as fast as on some cine focused cameras. So for example, there are some minor rolling shutter issues in certain conditions, not a deal breaker for most people, but if you're really 100% into cine and video, that might be something important for you. And the good news is that Panasonic will announce a new cine focused L-mount camera in April. But before I talk about this camera, one step back, because we have to start with the fact Panasonic did register a total of 3 cameras in Asia. It got approved by Chinese agency, that means it can go on market. And usually when it comes to Panasonic, max 5 months after such registrations we are getting the camera, and those registrations happened between December and now. So from April till probably July we're getting 3 cameras. I have info about 1 camera, which is the one coming in April, and I will talk about this in this video. The other 2 cameras I don't have confirmed info, so my request now to trusted sources, or also you as a potential news source, is to send me the info. You know, if you find some info on the web or you hear some info from somebody and so forth, you know how this works. You can contact me using the email address here, the contact form. The contact form is anonymous. Try to use a nickname so that I can recognize in future. And also you can chat with me directly on Signal and Telegram. Just pause the video on the right QR code. Here's the QR code for Signal. Pause it if you want to scan it with your phone, and then you can chat with me on Signal. Or here is the QR code for Telegram. Again, pause the video to chat with me on Telegram. So the first camera is going to be a cine camera in April. The other 2 cameras, I don't know. I just guessed that one of the other 2 cameras is a fixed lens camera model, because Panasonic openly shared some info at the CP Plus show, and the managers say that they recognize there's a demand for fixed lens cameras, particularly in Asia, and so they're working on it. And they were so open that I guess that the fixed lens camera is coming. I don't know if this is going to be a LX100 successor, the 4/3 fixed lens camera, or if this is going to be a new aps-c or full frame fixed lens camera. No idea. Hopefully soon I can share some more details about this as soon as my trusted sources will send some additional info. The only info I know for sure is that in April we're getting a new camera, and I have more reliable rumors from trusted sources and less reliable. So let's kick off with the more reliable rumors. According to my trusted sources, this camera is not going to be the S1H II, which is kind of surprising, because it would have been logical to expect the S1H II, so basically a S1R II with a lower resolution sensor, possibly stack sensor, with less running shutter and great video features. But this is likely not what we can expect. So I'm 90% confident we are not getting the S1H II in April. So what are we going to get instead? I'm still not 100% certain, so keep it in mind. But after this video, I hope that I will get a confirmation. But it sounds like we're getting a very compact L-mount full-frame cine camera with no EVF, so think a sort of Sony FX3 competitor. This is likely the camera we are getting in April, so this is going to be a very niche camera, but you have to understand that the Sony FX3 is a very popular camera, very loved by cinematographers, and Panasonic wants likely to compete against this model, probably adding more features and selling it for less of the price of the Sony FX3. That's what I expect. That's my speculation, also based on their strategy in the past, so I think this is a good guess. And this is what the sources indicated me that I have to expect. They didn't share yet any info regarding, for example, sensor and so forth, so all I got is probably that this is going to be a compact L-mount cine camera with no EVF Sony FX3 competitor. I got some additional info from news sources, but keep in mind that in that case I cannot be sure if they're telling me something correct or not, so I'm less confident on this. But according to, for example, one of the Asian news sources with whom I chatted a tiny bit, this camera could feature the same Nikon Z6 III partially stacked sensor, so it's a 24 megapixel sensor with very fast readout speed. He is pretty confident about this, but I cannot really guarantee that this is the case. But in general, I do expect this new L-mount cine camera to have a new low resolution stacked sensor, so it might use this new Nikon Z6 III sensor, partially stacked sensor. I don't know if actually this is possible because, you know, it's Sony manufactured, but maybe Nikon has made their own design, so I really don't know if this is going to happen. If it's not that sensor, for sure it's some kind of 24 megapixel-ish stacked sensor from Sony. So some of you would have preferred to have a S1H II, so with EVF and a bigger body. I don't know if this camera is still coming this year. Might be, because from the interviews released by Panasonic, it didn't sound like the S1H lineup was done. So maybe we're getting a S1H II in a couple of months after the compact fixed lens L-mount camera announcement. But this is again some wide speculation and guessing. I don't have anything solid yet. So if you are S1H lineup lover, I cannot tell you right now when the S1H II is coming and if it's coming at all. By the way, I didn't get info about possible L-mount lens from Panasonic. I think that's a bit still the weak spot in the L-mount world. Panasonic stated in an official interview, actually they recognize, for example, that in the telephoto range they are still missing many lenses, and that they're actually in discussion with the partners, so Sigma and Leica, to make more of telephoto lenses, and so that they don't make the same lenses just with different brands, but try to cover the different focal lengths. Sigma, of course, did something great with the 300-600mm L-mount lens, but there is more needed, also more affordable telezoom lenses and telephoto prime lenses. So that's an area where they're working on. But I didn't get yet info about other lenses except of a new 24-60mm 2.0 full frame lens. Definitely an exciting lens, likely to be announced in the second half of the year, but it's more a niche lens, with an expensive lens or not, and also big lens. But I hope that Panasonic, Sigma and the others will release more lenses very soon. That's really needed. Hint hint, I really hope that DJI will do an L-mount camera, L-mount lenses. I think DJI could be the biggest hope for the L-mount system to really break through the top three competitors, Canon, Sony and Nikon. If DJI would release some L-mount gear, I think then you can seriously expect the L-mount Alliance to possibly even catch up with the big three, which I think would be amazing news, also because we need competition so that more innovation comes in. And yeah, that's it for today. Again, you would help me a lot if you would like this video to boost me in the YouTube algorithm. Again, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of the exclusive rumors that I will share in the future. And again, if you're a source knowing more about what's coming next from Panasonic, drop your message. I'm really curious to get, first of all, a confirmation about this L-mount compact cinema camera, so that I know my sources were right and we are getting indeed this camera, and also possibly some additional info if it has this new Nikon Z6 III stack sensor, partially stack sensor, or a more regular Sony full stack sensor, and info about the other two cameras. I'm really curious about the next steps that will be made by Panasonic. That's it for today, folks, and see you soon.